Okay, today we're going to talk about the modify aspect to AutoCAD. Okay, so what modify toolbar, what it offers basically are different tools and tricks, not tricks per se, but tools that you're going to use to modify your drawings and change your drawings or um, morph them to whatever you're trying to create or mimic. So it offers a couple of tools. The most of the tools you're going to use are physically shown there. If you click go to modify now, click down here, it's going to show you more tools, which I'm still going to explain all, if not most of them. But the most of the tools you're going to use are the ones already appearing there, and these ones down here are also important, but not all. Very few of them. Okay, so it's very simple. Let's get into it. You must have seen me use one of these tools, in the first video when I was basically trying to trim certain areas. If I'm drawing, if you just quickly observe, you see where I do little thing that helps me. Either I trim or I move or I copy or I rotate. If I haven't, I will explain everything right here. Okay. So the first tool, if you look at your modifier bar, the first tool you see there is the move tool. This is very simple. Okay. So what it allows you to do is to move the drawing, period. Okay. Now the way you could move the drawing depends all on if your auto is on or not. That was to help you move them according to whatever orientation you want to move it with, like whether it's straight or turning off your auto, whereby you could, move the drawing anyhow you want. Okay, and I will show you what that means. So I come here, I click my drawing, I click on move. Okay, my auto is on, which means, and if you look at the text there, first of all, turn off your O snap. O snap allows you to be able to click on the edges of the drawing easily. Very important. It can be difficult when you're picking a circle and you want to draw a circle with an object, and OSNAP keeps making the cursor to draw into other areas. Okay, but in this case, we need it on so you can click this edge accurately. Okay, so we click it, and as you can see, we can move it in an orientation that isn't vertical or horizontal. So you can turn off your auto, then it can be moved, the drawing can be moved in any direction. Okay, so that's the tool there, move. So the second tool we're going to see there is rotate. When you click on rotate, say click object, highlight all the objects, click on rotate, highlight the object, press enter. Okay, enter, or press you know your right click. Okay, so when you right click now, it allows you to pick, well, first of all, when you click it there, I mean, I'm not going to rush this. When you highlight the object and you click rotate, okay, they tell you to specify base point. What they're telling you is to specify a point at which the object will rotate at, like the point at which will serve as the midpoint where the object will be rotating. Okay, so excuse me. Okay, so um, specify base point. So click the point at which you want to rotate from this place, or sure this peak. You could click it, and as you can see, that point will be a point where you will be rotating it, from. So zoom out, rotate the drawing however that you want to. Okay, so that's it for rotating. These are actually very simple tools. except where we get to a place where a tool where I will need more, you know, explaining to get it across to you. Okay, so cut, or trim rather, trim. Now, under trim, there are two tools. There is trim and there is extend, which is very simple. Extend is basically to extend. Let me start from trim. Trim will trim a tool, like a line that doesn't have an ending. Not specifically, no, it doesn't have to have an ending. Basically, if you just click on a line, it will just trim it to whichever of its ending that is. If a line is here, from here to here, it will trim that space, that line. Okay, so I will use this now. This I draw a rectangle, and the rectangle here is out of, is the extend ends that extend out that makes it not to be a triangle. So I want to trim it. So what I basically do, and so hello. So what I basically do now, let's leave that drawing first, is to click on my trim and come here and click on the line. As you can see, as I'm clicking this line now, the whole thing is disappearing, which is not supposed to be. So let's draw a line again. Okay, enter. And I click the trim tool. I come here. It's supposed to trim right up to the place where the line crosses another object. Okay. So as you can see, it trims it, it takes it off, it takes this one off, it takes this one off too. Takes this one off also. Okay. So that's what trim basically does. Now as for extend, extend, let me click highlight this and explode. Mhm. I'm doing this to try and explain what extend is. Just modifying the drawing a little bit here. Okay. So there are a bunch of lines. Okay. I'm not trying to make this look beautiful. I'm just trying to, create a circumstance that will best describe what I'm trying to explain. So now extend, what extend basically does is to extend the line right up to a place where there is a boundary, like the opposite of trim. Okay. So if I have to come here now and click extend, it will extend this line down to this place that this line is stopped. So extend here, extend. It cannot extend this one. You cannot extend this one because there is no line that is in front of this line that this line can be extended to. Do you understand? So if I want to, I'll just create a line here. I'll just create a line here so that when I click extend, if I click this, it will extend up to that place. If I click this, it will extend down up to up to that place. So that's what basically extend does. The opposite of trim. Trim will cut a line, where a line that is in between two other lines, or basically um, has a boundary or has a place where a line cuts through. So this one now might not have a line here, but it can cut it. Where is trim? It will cut it. It will cut this one. It will cut this. It will cut this. Okay. If you want to do what I just did, you basically click, click and hold and drag down to trim series of lines. Okay. So that is it now for trim. The second tool we have there is erase. You know, erase is a simple. It removes objects. that you click. Okay, so how that works is that you come here, click this, and it erases it. Click this, it erases it. Click this, erase. When you press enter, what you or don't press enter, press right click. Just right click, and everything you've clicked that you want to erase will go. So come to the erase, highlight all these objects, and press right click, everything will go. Okay, so that is it for erase. Now copy. Copy is a very simple tool. Copy is a tool used simple to copy objects, very self-explanatory. Highlight the object you want to copy, right click or press enter. If enter doesn't work, just right click. Now this says specify base point. Specifying the base points means to click the place where you're going to hold to copy that object now to another place. Okay, so if you notice, there's to the left or to the right of my cursor, there's a place where you type in numbers. Those numbers that you type in there, they're basically coordinates in your command in your draw area that actually signifies a specific location that you can copy an object to. Do you understand me? So imagine if I type 100, my numbers. Okay, let's leave that for now. But if you're on a keyboard, if you type 100, comma 100 and press enter, it will take this drawing to that coordinate that represents 100, comma 100. That's just basically it. So for that, we just click the base, we click a point that we want to use as to hold it, where we copy it from. So I click here. Okay, as you can see, that's the point at which is like my holding place for the image to copy to another area. Can copy here, copy here, copy here, copy here, as much as whatever. Okay, if you want to copy something in a straight line, you come to copy, highlight the whole thing. Okay, click on your auto now, and click right click. Auto now will now allow you to copy it in a straight line, in a horizontal line if you want also. Okay, so let's you know erase everything we've done. Erase, erase. I don't want to erase too much. Erase. Right click. Everything is gone. Erase. That's the short form too. So that's it for erase. That's it for erase. The second tool we have here is mirror. Okay, mirror is to copy an object in a way that it has a reflection form. This L now, if you mirror it, it will come here and there will be an L facing this side, basically. So that's it. You come here, highlight this, right click, click, specify the first point where the two images will intersect. This is it. So click here. As you can see, this is you've mirrored it to the other side. You've mirrored it to the other side, rather. You understand? So these things are really simple, these things are really straightforward, and I would like for you to play with them, okay? After this, I'm going to give you an assignment that will allow you to express the knowledge you've gained in this video. These are very simple things, things that are very useful also, you get. So, right click, they say erase the source object. Do you want to erase the original object? Me, I don't want to. I want two of them to be showing. So I'll click no. Okay, so as you can see, we've created an image, a drawing here that has been conjoined at the middle, which is, it looks nice. So the next tool we have here is fillet, chamfer, and blend curves. Okay, so this is it. let's say there's a square, okay, and this square now, I want to make a curve at the edge of this square. This square needs to have a curve right here, a curve that maybe makes it look like this, just at the edge of here, just a curve. I'll get to the assignment later. Okay. Mm, my on-screen keyboard. Okay. So basically, what you will do, okay, is to come here, click fillet, specify first object, which is this, specify second object, which is this, enter. Now, there's something I need to tell you. The reason why it curved immediately is because I already set in a dimension. Now, this is how it's supposed to work in your laptop. When you click fillet, come down here to radius. Okay, come down here to when you click radius, there's a dimension that's already set there in my own. Okay, so my own is 3, which is okay. So I right click, I come here, select the first object, select the second object, and it curves, it chamfers it away, it curves it at the dimension that I've already set there. In your own, when you click offset, I mean sorry, fillet, come here and click this radius and type your own radius you want to use. Type your own radius and press enter. When you press enter, then my own is 3. I don't want to change it from 3. I right click as my enter. Right click serves as enter in AutoCAD. So I come here, click the first line, click the second line. I want the curve to be in. Okay. So I'll repeat the fillet. Come here too. You understand? So now we've created a square with curved edges, which is good, which is okay. So now the next two we have here is offset. No, this is explode rather. These two, this is fillet, this is chamfer. Chamfer works the same way. It just instead of want to make curves, you now want to make sharp cuts. Okay, so let's say this is a square. I come here, I click on chamfer, I click the first object, click the second object, click the first object, chamfer the first object, distance. In your own, click like 5 or 3. But basically, when you click the second one, whatever dimension you put there, it just cut it. My keyboard is having a bit of an issue. If now, I would love to show you. So that is it for fillet and chamfer. So the other one you see here is a blend curves. It's just to make a curve between 2 points, but that is something I'm going to explain to you when I want to explain to you 3D modeling. uh It's a tool that is rarely used in 2D, but same time still very useful. So the next one here, you see explode. Okay, so before I explain to you what explode is, I want to tell you something. Okay, so when you create a square now with normal line, you click a line, come here, create the square from here to here from here, wherever you just create a line. Okay, you created a square using just the line. I explained to you about polylines. That polylines are basically lines that when you click them, they are all together. That means this square now I made it through this here. While this other square now will be rectangle. Let me trim it so it looks more like what I'm trying to explore. Enter, trim. So here everything here is scattered. Everything here is scattered. Okay. And here now everything here, if I click one, they act as a whole. Okay. If I click one, the whole thing will highlight basically. So what explode allows you to do? mm, what explode allows you to do is to break this drawing into individual parts. Maybe you want to edit it, maybe you it's something you want to do with it, and you can't do it to it when they are all acting as a whole. So explode is to, when you highlight the drawing and you click explode, you notice now that each of them now are separate. They've been exploded. They are now like this one now that I created with line. Okay, you understand me? So now if I want to carry this exploded diagram now back to where it was when it was conjoined, it's a simple tool. The tool is called join. This is the tool. So I will highlight this one now. Come here, come to join and join them together. Okay, now they'll act all together now because I've joined them. Okay, every single tool there is self-explanatory and it's easy, but very important because these little tricks and the tools, the trim, the move, the mirror, okay, these are very useful tools in creating drawings really fast. These are things that differentiate you from a novice to a professional. How your ability to know these things and use them in a very efficient way. Okay, so the next tool we have there is this is a explode. Next tool we have there is to stretch. So click on stretch, specify the base point and stretch it. Mhm. Click it, spe- click on stretch, specify the base point. Sorry, this all of these are joined together, so you can't stretch it. You have to first break it apart first before you stretch it. So let's explode the image, the drawing. So now all of them are individual. So now when you click stretch, click this point. Let's turn this on. Stretch, click the base point. Why? Highlighting the whole thing again. Okay. Basically, this stretch is supposed to move this one side, this line highlighted away this way. Okay. Yeah, but this is something you rarely use because copy and move already serve the purpose of this in a lot of ways. Okay, so you wouldn't have the okay, yeah, it's working perfectly now. This is how it's supposed to be. Stretch. The same way I use move to do this one, but now I use stretch to do this one. Okay, so that's that. So the second tool there, as I'm going to explain, is the scale tool. Okay, what scale basically does is to create an image, either in a smaller form, whether you want to squeeze it down or you want to carry it in bigger, that you want to increase the dimensions in proportion to each part, basically. So what that means is that you can shrink the object, like the name implies, to scale it down or to scale it up. So, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do here. So you highlight the object, click on scale, now specify the base point. Okay, let it be here. So look at it now. I can make it to be small, or I can zoom it out and make it to be big. Let's leave it here. That's what scale does. Okay, as simple as that. Click when you highlight the object, click the scale, come here and bring it, small, basically. So that's it for scale. So that's what they call array. Let me explain what array is. Array is basically to copy objects into a pattern. Okay, so that's what they call rectangular array, what they call part array, and what they call polar array. Now, if I click on, let's say I make a triangle. Okay, let me turn off my auto so I can move my line the way I want. I make a triangle. Okay, I make a triangle, perfect triangle. Okay, so and now I want to copy this triangle into a pattern, let's say in row and column. Okay, so this rectangle now I want it to be 1 2 3, then 1 2 3. It's a pattern, 3 by 3. I want it to be like that, or for whatever reason. I highlight it, I click on my array. Yeah, so as you can see now, it has copied this triangle in certain number of them, but in a square shape pattern. So rectangular array is to copy an object in a pattern that has to be square shape. Okay, so now you can edit the number of rows and columns that it will copy into, and you can even edit the distance in between them. You understand? So now let's say I want this to be 5. I want the columns to be 5. My keyboard has been disturbing me. I want the columns to be 5. I'll click 5 here, enter, and click 5 here, enter too. Then click the distance in between them. Okay, so when I click the distance in between them and I click enter, everything here will change to according to dimensions I gave, basically. Okay, so in your laptop, I want you to do this. I hope you, as you're watching this video, you're also practicing alongside your laptop and your phone as you're watching it. So when you click your, if you press the number and click enter and it doesn't go through, just come to your mouse and just click here like this. It will reflect as it should, and it will copy the objects in the pattern. So that's for rectangular array. Okay. So now if I want to do part array is, first of all, you must create the object that you want to copy in the pattern. Okay, let's say I want to copy it this circle. So part array, I'll first select the object, click enter, select the path that the object will follow. Okay, so as you can see now, this circle have run around this path and copied itself several times. That's what part array does. You can come here and edit the distance between them. You can come here and click and edit the number of items. Okay, click here very well so that the number of items you can edit it. Okay, so that's basically it for part array. You can make several parts in which they could follow whatever. That's just it. Okay, so now the last one is called polar array. Okay, polar array is quite simple also. Let's create a circle. I'm in this circle now. hmm, um Something I need to tell you. Okay, when you do use array, whenever you've copied the object, whenever the object has been copied into several places, when you highlight them, they all act as one. So if you listen to everything you hear, know that what you need to do is just go to home and go click on explode. When you explode it, all of them will now act individually, as you can see. So now If you array something now, you're finding how to edit the object that you array. Please take note, you need to explode them first after you've arrayed them, so that you can individually, move and copy and do whatever you want with each individual part of the arrayed stuff. So that's it for that. So now we're going to copy this. I want to copy it to be at the top of this circle. Let's turn this off. Copy it. So we just at the point of this circle, just here. You know, it's okay. So I want to use polar array. Polar array is to create an object in a copy pattern, but circular. Okay, that's what polar array is. So you create when you click the object that you want to polar array, click polar array, select the center point, turn on your old snap so they can show you the center point. Click it. Exactly. So it copies this object in a circular form around the circle, because I've clicked the center point that I want it to revolve around. And yeah, and as the same for the last two arrays, you can come here and edit the number, and edit this one. You can edit the degree in difference, the angle at which the individual triangle are to each other, basically. Okay, so that is it for array. Mhm. So now there's a tool there called offset. Okay, so what offset basically does is to it's like scale. You can offset an object to bigger than its original object or smaller than its original object, but basically it will always be one of those. But in this case, both of them are maintained. Okay, so when I click here, um, uh, cancel. I like this object first. Click here, offset. Click here, specify offset distance. Okay, let's turn this off. Mm, uh So in your laptop, when you click, when you highlight the object you want to offset and you click offset, type in the number, the distance between here and here that you want to offset the distance at. Okay. Let's click enter. As something I want to try. So highlight everything, come here, join them together, so that all of them will act as one. I'll now come and highlight them again and offset them. Okay, so specify offset distance. Um, here. Okay. So now I can either offset it to be larger than it or smaller than it. The offset distance I specified, I didn't type it in. My numbers on my keyboard where my keyboard isn't going through. So I just use my mouse to drag the distance, how big or small I want the distance to be. But in your laptop, you have the luxury of just typing in the number of distance, that is the number in which is the distance from here to here that you want to offset your object at. So as simple as that. Okay, that's just it. So now going below here, there are tools here where I'm not going to explain to you right now, because this is about layer. We've not gotten to layer. This is layers. I have to explain it before I am able to explain how this tool works properly. How this tool is to change space, move from paper space to normal drawing space. Okay. So this one is lengthen, simple to lengthen a line, you know. I didn't click do it through there. I just did it automatically. Some of the tools that you see here, if you just right click, you can actually, if you highlight the object and right click, you can actually see all of them here, most of them. You understand? You don't have to go up here, but I'm just showing you. But that's just a shortcut. You could use that as well too. So the second tool here is edit polyline. You know, polylines are all acting together, as I explained in the first video. There are lines where they don't act individually, and this tool helps you edit them in the sense of uh, converting lines to arcs, you know, then or cutting them or moving them, not more than you will if you can just, you know, just move it like. But me normally I will just explode the polyline first so I can act individually, then do what I want to do. But in case it's just a straight line, you could still do the same thing with it the way you want. So this is edit hash. So I explained to you about hash on the last class. Come here, click the space that I want to hash. Okay, so this place I want to hash, I want this one to be the pattern. I like that pattern. So just come here and click. Uh, let's okay, let's increase the grain size so that it will be more visible. That's what I'm just basically trying to do here. Yeah, as I'm trying to increase the grain size. Like I see now, I'm increasing the grain size, becoming bigger and bigger, so it will become more visible. So this is the layer. Okay, so this tool now allows you to, where is it, to edit layer. But funny enough, you don't have to use the tool, because if you wanted to edit a layer, you could just click it and check the other settings. But this one brings you to this particular type of settings. Okay, the same editing you can do here is the same editing you can do when you click it, that will carry you in this place. This one is here, you know, whatever. So I think maybe that one has a little bit more in-depth, you know, editing, but I'm not sure. I don't think nothing that you might be needing, you know, most of the time. So this one is same thing, edit array. The same edit array, the same settings you get if you just click the array object, just click it. It will still take you to your array. Give it time. Mm. Supposed to take you to array. Well, okay, then in this case, you can just come here and click edit array. Edit source object of a straight array. Okay. Mm. Close edit array session. Discard. Okay. So that is it. This is normally how it's supposed to be. When you click, it's supposed to take you here. That's what I was trying to show you, that you don't need to use edit array. So I'm happy it worked out just fine. So edit array is there. Then this tool you see here, break. Break is a tool that is used to break a line. If there's a straight line, okay, it's going to break here and here. So this one will be its own line. That's what break does. So I'll show you an example. I click, I have a line, okay. So I come here, I click break, you know, select the object, specify breakpoint. I can specify here. So nothing is here now. Okay. I've broken in between here and here. While this one now, break at point. Break at point is different, because if you break at this it is a particular point. When you highlight the object, just pick um pick here. That place you click now will be a separate this thing on its own, a separate line on its own. Okay, so that's for break at point. So I've used this tool severally now. Is the join tool, a tool I use to convert normal drawn squares to polyline behaving squares, where if you highlight one part, the whole thing highlights. So that's join. I've explained this several times. So for further, just to explain better, or this is the tool. As you can see, all of them are behaving individually, but if I highlight, I come to modify and I click join. Now everything now will behave all together like see with a polyline. Okay, so that's for join. This is reverse the direction of the line or spline helix objects. I've never had the opportunity of using this tool. um Not had the situation where I needed it. Everything I ever needed was there. A lot of the tools you see here, some other tools must have taken care of that use, but in a different way. So I think that's it. uh Bring to front. Okay, so the rest of these tools, this is delete duplicate objects. Okay, objects that have the same look as that one. So let's say copy, put here, enter. So delete duplicate object, select object, bam, tolerance, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, it didn't do anything. So all the tools I explained are the tools that you're going to be needing. Even like as a professional AutoCAD 2D and 3D modeling expert. AutoCAD has a lot of tools. Not all of them are going to be used. A lot of the tools, what you need to be know, do, what you need to do, and what you need to know is that whatever tool you know, use it and be good at using it, be fast at using it, be accurate at using it. Some other tools might solve that same problem that the one you're using, but like the one you're using, but at least you don't have to know both. The one you know it well. As you can, this move, copy and skill, they solve the same problem but in different ways and for different uses. But for every single type of problem you're going to have in AutoCAD, everything I've explained here is more than enough to give you the range to edit, modify, and create drawing as much as you want in the 2D space. So that's it for today. Have a great day.